All right, good afternoon. Today we're going to go through the scalping levels, and I'm going to show you basically how you can make money even in a down market taking opposite trend trades. And let's get to it. Okay, good evening. Chart review for 5/28/2019 and a bad start to the week. Big sell-off this morning, or actually during the day today, especially towards the end. Never could get a bounce, never came back in. The guy, the head of the plunge protection team, I guess quit his job or decided to go someplace else. So maybe that was the reason for today's sell-off. Big down day in the market. Never even quite reached the outside range here today, but still we're down into this volume node right down here, and I think we'll get a bounce off of that. You know, there's still quite a bit of volume right here, and there's a lot of stuff in here, and if I scrunch this chart up, you know, we're still kind of in all these tips right here from previous pivots, so a lot of support still in here. Just the bulls just never showed up. 240 minutes, nothing really there. 60 minutes, you can see those last two kind of hours right here. Just after it couldn't hold here, it just kind of fell. And we'll look at some of these levels. We'd called this, I think it was 2013 or 2813 this morning, and I think I called a couple of these down here across the top of 2809. I think the only one that really got a decent bounce was the 2813. So we'll look at that intraday here. Kind of scrunch this up a little bit here, and we'll go look at that 2813 level, which was right. That's 2812. That's 2813 right here on this candle, and you can see that it basically bounced from 13 to 16. So you got a 3-point bounce off of that level. Chopped around in it, trying to hold it, but look at this sell right here. Just you know, they just couldn't muster anything today, and so nothing was working for the bulls. Definitely to the short side. So let's take a look today at the scalping levels and see how that would have played out for you today. So the open was right here at 7:30. Let me grab another arrow here real quick. And it takes off and it runs up. First touch right here at 28.38 would have sold back down to 28.37.25. So you definitely would have got a point scalp out of that if you would have took that. We push up. We never quite touched the line. Very close. Multiple bounces off of it. Probably worked better as the support line when it came back here. And look at that nice move back up. Chopped around in this area. After the first time here, you probably wouldn't have tried to take it, and it sells all the way down. You get a bounce right here, right in front of the line, and that lines up with this pivot right here, which is why it actually did the bounce right there instead of getting to the line. Gets a decent move. That's over a point move right there. 34.25 to 35.75. After you get that kind of reaction that close to the line, you're going to skip it and let it fall through, and it basically falls down right into the support of these two, or all these candles right here, and it gets a bounce. It comes back, finds resistance perfectly against the opposite pivot right here, but against the blue line, sold off. If you would have took the comeback, it was a little bit too short of a time, to be honest with you, but 33.75 down to 32.25, there was definitely a point scalp in there if you would have managed it, and then you get a better sell off right here. First touchdown here on the line, 28.27, 20 or 50. You would have took 2 ticks of heat if you would have been in that trade. And 27.50 to 30.50, there was a 3-point bounce off of that line. So already visited it. You would probably wouldn't take any of those. Pretty soon to be coming back and actually touching it. You can see that it actually came back, touched the line, and looks like it probably sold again a little bit right there and ended up down here. That would have gave you 27.50 to 26.25, so almost a full point there. It travels through. This red line's nothing, that I just kind of drew that in. You get this nice little touch right here, and 28.33, 75, 28.32.50, so you get a full point off that scalp level right there. Of course, if you would have held it, it was gone at that point. So just kind of give you an idea how the scalp levels work. You actually got a bounce off the scalp level here, 28.27.50, and it went to 28.75. So there was a point bounce off of the line right there. Also, when it came back, you can see that it tried to sell when it came back to the line right here. Didn't do a very good job of it. Bounce. Probably wouldn't have took that one, even though you had a great reaction right there off the line. That one was 27.50 all the way up to 29.25. But trades through, comes right back up to the line. I think this is the second perfect touch of the day right here, and I believe if we move this, it's gone after that. Basically leaves the area, breaks down after this, and it's just gone. First touch right here on the line after coming back, 27.50. You get a nice bounce up to 29, so you would have got a full point out of that scalp too right there. So again, down, touch the line. Can't really tell if it did a bounce off of this line or not. So you had this nice little plateau right before the line. Probably wasn't going to work. If you would have held it, you would have took 22.25, 21. You would have took a point of heat right there. But in the end, 22.25, 23.75, you would have got a point scalp off of that also. You can see that it bounced right before this line. I wouldn't have touched it coming back here. Comes down, hits this line right here, 28.14.50 up to 28.16.50. You would have got your point out of that. Move right there, breaks through, keeps on breaking through, comes back, touches this line. Wouldn't have touched it. It gets a bounce right before the line right here. Wouldn't have touched it after that. Another perfect touch right down here, 28.06 to 28.07.75. You would have got a full point out of that scalp too. Not going to touch anything right here. You definitely got a sell off after it came back up here, 28.06. Back down to 20.04, you would have got your point out of that. Comes back to this line, doesn't quite reach it, but you definitely would have got your point out of there if you would have caught it. Down to this line right here, 28.75, you would have took a tick of heat on that, and basically it went all the way up, 7 points. So would have been a nice one right there. And then this final one, if for some reason you would have sold it right there, you would have got your 7 points back again, and if you would have caught it the other way, 7 points. So just to kind of show you the scalping levels. Usually the first touch is the best time to take it when it comes to visit it. You got to be a little bit careful sometimes, depending on how much trading it trades through the line when it's coming back to it. So try and keep them clean when you take them. Make sure that it hasn't been there in a long time and you got plenty of room. Delta, they were basically trying to hold this market for most of the day, but it was just kind of selling and selling and selling and selling. So the pressure, was there on the limit order side that kept it moving, even though the price action was just pretty much sideways right here. And that was kind of an indication that the sellers were applying all the pressure today, and at some point it just gave up. All these small overlapping with no pullbacks, that's a strong trend. That's a super strong trend right there. I don't know how else to kind of describe that to you. It's the grind, right? Where every time they try and buy, it really just doesn't seem to make any progress. You got green candles in here, but they don't go anywhere. The buyers can never quite get more than a couple ticks, and it just sells more and sells more and sells more. So that was the day here. We only had that one level that kind of worked out, the 28.13 level. Again, you only got a couple points out of that one. The other levels, just when you look back here on like the 60-minute or whatever, they just weren't really doing anything. This sell off at the end of the day. Look at the candle, or look at the volume towards the end of the day right there in that candle. It's just not, biggest volume of the day at the end. There's just no way that the bulls could push anything up from any of the levels down here. I didn't even look at the symmetry too much today, but it looks like it was holding there for a while, and probably looks like it was kind of first touch. Kind of right down to the bottom here, and let's put one more. Just see. Isn't that crazy? I know. I get excited about the symmetry, but look at that end of the day, right here. Look at that touch right there. It tried bouncing first touch right there. Look at that bounce off of that one. Look at the bounce off of that one. Look at the bounce off of that one. I mean, every time that it does one touch of the line, it sells, sold. I mean, if you really kind of, I know it's hard to see because the candles are real small and stuff, but look at from here, up here, even this line sold. This level sold, this level bought. It's weird how the symmetry works like that, but for some reason the market trades in ranges. What do we do tomorrow? So we're gonna have to see how it plays overnight, but we've got this big support level. There's a big volume node right here, and they bought it twice off of here, and this time it closed down here. So I think that we have to push through and hit the next node down here, which is going to be 2781 kind of. And I really like this gap right here, but it'll probably be 2757. So we'll probably be within range of that tomorrow, and we'll see if we can get a bounce. And you can see that they're selling right now. It's going pretty hard. Let's take a quick look at the range profiles, kind of give you an idea where all the volume was today. So it looks like right here was the trading level, and that was a perfect trade, right? So 28, 27, 25, all the way up to 30, that would have gave you 3 points off of that level right there. And it looks like there's another one right here. Yep, all the way across there. That was the volume right there. And when it came back right here, that's 28.31 and up to 34. So definitely the volume nodes were giving bounces today, and just a little bit hard to get on board. This guy lined up just perfectly right down here. And then on the counter trade here, so right here you can see traded right up into the heavy volume right here and sold. And if you would have moved this over to this guy right here, it's going to be the same thing right there, sold. So just to show you how the volume plays against these bigger volume nodes at the top. When you're trading up against it, you usually get some kind of bounce off of them. So anyways, if you got questions, let me know. Please subscribe to my channel, leave some comments, help me out. I appreciate it. Have a good evening.